I want to get to. So first of all, the New York Post covered this story. Horrific video shows nearly 40 teens viciously attacking off-duty Marines on California beach. Okay? 40 teenagers got together and literally beat the shit out of some fucking Marines, okay? And it turns out the teenagers got together again. Not only did they deliver an ass whooping, but they fucking got together and literally compiled data and information to show that the Marines were actually asking for it. Okay? The teens in question not only beat up these Marines, they have now compiled a compelling dossier of video evidence and testimonies suggesting these guys were going around groping young girls and got what they deserved. New video shows Marines at California beach party before being beaten by a mob of teens. The New York Post loves writing stories like this. Horrific video shows nearly 40 teens viciously attacking off-duty Marines on a California beach. Horrific, guys. This is a... They just beat the fucking doors off of these goddamn Marines, dude. Shocking video has captured a mob of up to 40 teenagers viciously beating a trio of off-duty Marines. So originally they covered the story as like, oh, these guys are going crazy. And now viral footage shows the Marines enjoying time off for Memorial Day weekend, being followed by the baying mob while walking towards San Clemente Pier Bowl late Friday. We told them we were Marines so they would leave, but they didn't. They just kept going at it, one of the attacked servicemen, Hunter Antonino, told KCAL News. As they started walking up some steps, some in the group behind them yelled for them to get the fuck out of here before one runs up from behind and sucker punches the trailing serviceman. After a brief hesitation, the Marine drops what's in his hands and charges his attacker, knocking him down. This is what happened to one of the Marines. The Orange County Sheriff's Department initially estimated 10 to 30 teens and young adults were involved, but the footage suggests about 40 were involved. Instantly, the mob swarms around him, throwing wild punches and screaming abuse, get that fucker, fuck that fucker up. One of the attackers repeatedly shouts. The attacked Marine... The attacked Marine and one of his pals left crunched into a fetal position on the ground, their hands and arms covering their head as the mob continues to kick and stomp them. Here, let's watch this footage.
It wasn't cool. My face still had like blood all over it. It wasn't cool at all.
3 local Marines are recovering from an attack by a large group of teens in San Clemente. It happened Friday night near the pier. Disturbing video shows 2 of the Marines taking cover on the ground as they're being repeatedly kicked in the head and upper body.
Wait, they all had their phones out too? That's fire. They literally were just like filming as they were beating the dudes' asses. That's crazy.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department is working to track down the culprits.
This is considered an assault with a deadly weapon because of the amount of suspects that we are investigating. The weapons that were used were their feet while these victims were on the ground.
Dude. No, you can't say that. It's like, I'm taking away your seriousness card. You can't say that, dude. They were using their deadly weapon, their feet. Their feet. They were using their feet, these teenager feet. It was deadly. They were using it in a deadly manner. Multiple people called the cops and none came. A similar incident happened a previous weekend and cops didn't show up either.
So regardless if the victim
Wait, hold up. You said the only thing surprising is that no one had a gun? California.
choose prosecution or choose medical attention, the sheriff's department is going to investigate this to the fullest and try to determine who the suspects are.
One of the Marines says he and two buddies were enjoying time off from Camp Pendleton at one of their favorite spots near the San Clemente Pier when 30 to 40 kids showed up on the beach. This is video from a resident who says he called deputies multiple times about the unruly crowd. According to the injured Marine, the teenagers lit off fireworks, and when debris hit him in the face, he politely asked them to leave.
And they were lighting off.
Yeah, that's not the real story, turns out. Turns out there's more to this story, but here, let's hear how the Marines talked about it.
Fireworks, they were being belligerent, they were being obnoxious and annoying other people, so we went up to them, told them to stop.
And that's when he says the crowd followed them over to the pier and things turned.
Rare Hasan Abi El here when you think they couldn't have died if they got kicked hard enough. No, they absolutely could have. What do you mean? But escalating it to an assault with a deadly weapon because like they were getting fucking stomped on when, you know, mob justice was being served towards an unruly group of Marines that turns out were doing significantly more than just walking around and getting fucking attacked is ridiculous.
Turned violent. The Lance Corporal thinks he may have a concussion from being beat up and stomped on. There are two city cameras here on the side of Fisherman's Restaurant that may have captured what went on here Friday night. The mayor tells me that the city's IT staff is working right now to get those images to Sheriff's Department investigators.
I made a comment during our speech here at the community.
Dude, this is what they mean when they say our they-them military is going to get owned, okay? Our military is gay now. It's they-them. They can't even beat up 40 fucking teenagers. How are they going to successfully defend American interests against enemies both domestic and foreign?
Community center where I said, look, this is San Clemente. Marines are always welcome here, always going to be celebrated, always taken care of. And that's why this is so particularly tragic.
We told
Oh,
them
that guy just wiggled.
that we were Marines, so they would leave, but they didn't. They just kept going at it.
In San Clemente, Michelle Geely, KCAL News.
We told them we were Marines. And they kept hitting us harder and harder. So anyway, my face still has like blood over it. It wasn't cool at all, blah, blah, blah. James Paletto says, I was a Marine stationed at Camp Pendleton for 3 different tours. I never observed anything but respect for Marines by the civilians who live in the area. This incident is indicative of a society that no longer accepts or expects personal responsibility for behavior and a judicial system that no longer holds people accountable. Well, turns out the story is a little bit different. Okay, turns out the story is a little bit different. They were creeping on underage girls, groping them. And also, of course, the New York Post is not covering it as such. They're covering it by saying they were just partying before before getting beat up by a bunch of teens. Here's the video footage of the same Marines. And these are teenagers, remember. Oh no, who could have foreseen this? Who could have seen this coming? Wait a minute, you mean to tell me that a bunch of fucking unhinged crayon-eating Marines were being weird and awful around a bunch of teenagers near a base? What? That's so strange. That literally never happens. That's so confusing to me. A person who is oblivious. A person who's completely and utterly clueless. Hunter Antonino, one of the 3 off-duty Marines who were attacked, is seen among the rowdy crowd of at least 20 people on T Street Beach in San Clemente on May 26th. The atmosphere appears friendly, and he's seen wearing a cowboy hat as he plays cards with other members of the group. He then hands a half-empty Fireball whiskey bottle to another member of the party, who takes a swig before handing it back. Another video shows a chaotic scene with a large group of people gathered together closely around the 2 Marines. 2 of the Marines were shirtless. Source told the Post the 2 Marines were grappling with each other in a play fight for the crowd. At one point, a Marine appears to be Antonino, briefly pushes the boy away from him before the other quickly intervenes and grabs him. They then break off and walk down the beach together, followed by the crowd who continue to swarm around them. It is not clear if the group are the same people. They were just kissing, man. It's fine. They were just celebrating Pride Month. Who are the same people who later took part in the beating, which left the 3 Marines with visible injuries. Initial reports stated that 9 students were arrested on Tuesday, but the Orange County Sheriff's official confirmed with the Post that 4 boys and 1 girl were arrested and booked to the Orange County Juvie Hall for assault with a deadly weapon, their feet. The other 2 Marines who were attacked have not been identified. Antonino said he and the other Marines did not pass out alcohol to the underage teens at the party. Antonino said he and his buddies had not allowed anyone underage to drink alcohol that night, telling the Post, none of my friends were passing out anything. Okay, first of all, why are you hanging out with underage people and drinking around them, and also then lying about how, well, also getting your ass beat by them, and then subsequently lying about the entire process? Antonino previously told KCAL News that they were enjoying time off for Memorial Day weekend, but were followed by the mob of teens to San Clemente Pier Bowl. He said the high school kids attacked him and his 2 friends after they asked the group to stop shooting off fireworks. We told them we were Marines so they would leave, and they didn't. Okay, this is just rehashing the same fucking story again. This is like literally rehashing the same story. This offers no additional context. Is there a better story that shows like the side of the kids or what? Vice updated the AI drone article because it was just a hypothetical scenario. Yes, I know. It was the AI drone killing the guy was a simulation. I know Big Mean Internet posted it, but there's no there isn't additional evidence here. Like there isn't like I don't have access to this page. And I think it's private. Witness details what happened before the brawl involving the Marines. Oh, here.
Nearly a half dozen teenagers were arrested. Now, ABC 10 News reporter Sierra Encinas has new video of what happened before the assault that has parents upset.
5 teenagers are in juvenile detention facing some very serious allegations after a party they held here at the San Clemente Beach ended in a fight with 3 Marines. An end-of-the-year school year celebration on the beach got out of hand Friday night.
Yeah, these scenes are too gruesome to be shown. Oh, Get the Truth Out's Instagram is actually real. I mean, it's public. The Marines haven't been telling the truth about the fight. They allegedly assaulted numerous minors and allegedly sexually assaulted a teenage girl.
Video of a group of teens attacking Marines quickly spread on social media. 17-year-old Kayla was at the gathering. When you saw the first story come out about this, what was your first reaction?
They lied about everything, and I didn't believe how everyone can just sit there and believe them.
She and her mother didn't want her face to show because they're planning to file a report.
The bark is not Kaya, by the way. The bark is coming from the video. I checked.
With the sheriff's department about the Marines' behavior towards Kayla.
They came up to me and they grabbed me from
like literally the video. I don't know why.
Multiple times.
She says there were about 40 kids around when the Marines approached them on the beach.
Wait, hold on. Let's run that back. Sorry.
With the sheriff's department about the Marines' behavior towards Kayla.
They came up to me and they grabbed me from behind multiple times.
She says there were about 40 kids around when the Marines approached them on the beach. One recorded this video of alcohol being shared. How young would you say the youngest person at this party was?
14.
Deputies say a brawl erupted and ended with Marines on the ground in the fetal position before it was broken up. San Clemente Mayor Chris Duncan is aware of the videos and all allegations and says drinking is illegal on the beach.
We're really focused on that violent attack part, as our first priority.
Yeah, they should arrest all the teenagers for drinking illegally on the beach. And also then defending themselves against these Marines.
But I'm sure they're looking at the larger scenario as well. Everyone should be accountable for violating the law. I think we can all agree on that.
What about the law, like, I don't know, statutory rape or laws such as, like, I don't know, handing alcohol to minors? like, or even sexual assault. Like, I would investigate stuff like that. I think, like, if there are a group of people that we are supposed to be protecting, it's the children, right? And not necessarily like Marines automatically. Very
First
weird.
Marine Expeditionary Force confirms that the 3 Marines involved are from Camp Pendleton. I reached out to one of the Marines who said he couldn't talk because he was on a field operation. The mayor says he doesn't know if the Marines will be punished, but says he wants to focus on the bigger picture here, which is making sure this never happens again.
Yeah. So here are some videos. Hold on. From Get the Truth Out. This is likely proof that the Marines didn't just happen to walk past a group of high school kids. They were at the beach for hours before they were beat, spent almost all that time looking for a fight. This video took place 2 hours before the incident at the pier. The Marine story seems to be that they just happened to walk past teenagers and got jumped by an angry mob. This is allegedly completely false. The Marines allegedly attended a high school party. They spent the night hurling insults at kids, looking for reasons to beat someone up. They seem to be very drunk. When they finally got beat up, the scene in the viral video, one of them had allegedly slapped the teenage girl's butt. He was punched once, then punched a girl, which is when the group of teenagers began to beat the Marines. In this video, one Marine pushes a young freshman boy who then pushes the Marine back. The Marine pushes the boy again, this time much harder. Thankfully, another Marine holds his friend back before he has the opportunity to beat a young teenager. This story has been checked by numerous first-hand accounts. It can be backed by the teenager that witnessed the fight. I like that this person goes, where are these kids' parents? They're fucking kids, man. You got adults around children who are behaving like this, and your first thought is to literally go, wow, what about the parents of these children? Yeah. His homie tries to hold him back immediately. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't have the full vid, but here's a pic of one of the Marines carrying me while I was blackout drunk. He was trying to make me go with him and the other Marines and got mad once my sister told him no. The next day, he stalked my sister's snap maps and drove all the way to our friend's house and cussed us out when we told him to leave. I mean, look, I need more evidence than just this. You know what I mean? Wait, what is this?
I got a bunch of bullshit told by her. That was not bullshit.
Wait, what'd she say?
Where's the mom and the dad then?
In the fucking house, they're not gonna chase us out of the goddamn house.
Does it seem like they're still having a good time up there, bro?
I know, but
I got a bunch of bullshit told by her.
that was not bullshit.
Wait,
what'd she say?
Oh, the 3 teenagers that are seen in this video are saying like they got. Wait, here. I don't know why they said this is sensitive. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, they just shut off the sound. What the fuck? What do you mean? Wait, I can't see the sound no more. What is happening? Instagram literally just shut off the sound of this video. Like, we watched it one time, and now it has no sound. You can't see the sound? I can't hear the sound. No, what the fuck? I did a refresh. Refresh, it works for me. Maybe it's just broken. Anyway, where were we? Let's continue. So, well, in the video, it's the 3 dudes that are like, I think it's the 3 dudes, not the Marines, but like the 3 dudes that are Control F5. Sure. Control F5. Let's see if it works this time.
A bunch of bullshit told by her.
That was not bullshit. Wait, what'd she say?
Where's the mom and the dad then?
In the fucking house, they're not gonna chase us out of the goddamn house.
Does it seem like they're still having a good time up there, bro?
I know, but
The only thing this tells us is these kids need major parental intervention. These are literal minors, and these adult Marines are talking to them. Why? All U.S. servicemen do is drive Challenger, sexually assault, die mysteriously at Fort Bragg, and lie. No, he didn't say they took his herb, brother. It's okay, and thank you. And on Friday, one of the Marines, Tony, took my phone and tried to go through it so he could delete the pics and vids of him. And when I said no, he was talking about, I'm going to fucking kill you and shit. Me and my brother and someone else were at the pier on the 20th of May, and same with a Marine cowboy hat and his friends a mustache. Whatever came up with me and asked if I wanted to drink with him. And I was like, no, and I told him I was 14 and a freshman. Okay, I fucking doubt that this person said, no, I'm 14 and a freshman. If they're actually 14 and a freshman, they say yes to that drink, most likely. But who knows? Maybe they did. I mean, I'm sure that they actually informed the Marines that they were teenagers, 100%. But I doubt that they said no to the alcohol. And he said I could be any age you want me to be, and then continue to sit next to me and try to pull me down under the pier with them. And my brother and his friend were pissed, and they left. Zoomers don't drink? Yeah, okay. The two Marines kept coming out to me, asking me how old I was repeatedly. So these are like a bunch of text messages gathered. I think we need to see like more footage from the events. Hopefully there will be more that comes out. He says we're Marines, bro.
Marines don't do this. Marines don't do this. Why you think he's on the fucking ground? Calm the fuck down, man. I know. Calm the fuck down. I got him. I know. I got him. Down. I got him. You chill. You chill. I got him. I know. I will.
You're like, we're Marines, bro. And then the response is, Marines don't do this. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, they do, but also, check my last message. As a local here, it's so common for the Marines to go to the beach and pick up underage girls. It happened to me a lot in high school. They give no fucks. Glad they got their ass beat. Yeah, I can, you know, it seems a lot like a very likely scenario that has played out time and time again. You know what I mean?
No, I know. Calm the fuck down. I will. I will. Marines don't do this. Marines don't do this. Why you think he's on the fucking ground?
Yeah, if you know anything about like Okinawa, for example, if you know anything about like Marine bases and Marine behavior and overseas bases, like let me tell you, this tracks. Is the Marine grabbing young females? I mean, they like censored it because you can't really see it, but I guess I understand why they censored it. And then this is the video of a Marine trying to start fights. Bro, the amount of photos taken from this event, the amount of camera angles from this event, like, there's no way you can't fucking piece it together perfectly. A neighbor opines kid is locked up down there for sexting a minor. This guy's talking about your lucky princess's new work, Marine Corps, and not the one I was in, because I'll tell you right now, 3 of us would have dusted every one of you little bitches. Trust and believe that. Brother, you writing a comment about like beating the shit out of 14-year-olds on Instagram, okay? You got lice or something? Yes, because I'm scratching my head, I must have lice. Like that is... Dude, it's got to be the most fucking pathetic thing. I was stationed in Japan from 2005 to 2008. They would put all of Japan on lockdown if there were any Liberty incidences where Japanese civilians got raped or murdered. There was one case where 2 Marines got drunk and raped and stabbed a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old Japanese civilian. Yeah. This guy, by the way, this dude perfectly showing what happens. Like just regular crayon eating mentality over here. He's like, dude, I would have dusted these teenagers, bro. I would have beat the shit out of them, brother. You don't even know what it's about, dude. I fucking would kill all of these 14-year-old teenagers. I would kill them dead. Fantasizing about beating the shit out of 14-year-olds after drinking with them. How about not being in that situation? Is that a thought? Yeah, I think the Marines should not be in that situation. Like, in a situation involving kids, teenagers, yeah, of course I'm going to fucking immediately blame the adults, okay? That is insane. Like, you don't fucking look at a situation where there's statutory rape, for example, not that it happened in this one, and go, well, what was the fucking little girl wearing? What was the 14-year-old girl wearing? You would be a fucking monster if you said that. Okay? Or Greg Gutfeld or any kind of Republican idiot. But seriously. I absolutely place a lot of the responsibility on the adults who have a job with the Defense Department in this situation and not the fucking 14-year-olds who are partying and probably lying to their fucking parents. You think the Marines are a pinnacle of adulthood, the crayon eaters? It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. Are you crazy? I mean, I know you're trying to make an argument about they're crayon eaters and they're stupid, but like...
Afternoon, evening. Your son is needed for the United States Marine Corps. My name is Lance Corporal. I need your son to be able to help me with my activities that are going on. So if that would be okay, that'd be great. But I need your son's help. So if you'll be able to stay out a little bit longer, that'd be great. Because a lot of things are going on and your son is... If that would be possible, that would be great. I'm not trying to be rude. You're a wonderful woman. I'm sure you are. Your son's a great guy. I need your son to help me. All right, bet. Good morning.
Funniest part is, this is the way all of you were cool drinking with them and partying with them until you weren't. Now y'all want to play the minor card and backpedal. Bro, what are they saying? Dude, people are fucking insane. Dude, this is like an actually insane thing to say. Yeah, of course they are fucking, like, they're minors, man. They're not playing a card. They're like actually minors. You have to understand, like, a 14-year-old is not capable of making good decisions, okay? Adults are barely capable of making good decisions, but the expectation is placed on them in a situation involving crayon-eating Marines and fucking 14-year-olds. What is wrong with you? You cannot victim blame 14-year-olds in this regard. Yes, teenagers are little demons, okay? Yes, I understand that. That is fucking bananas, though. To turn around and be like, oh, you were happy having fun with them until you decided that, like, they were weird and creepy and gross. That's crazy. I mean, imagine looking at a situation like this and being like, nah, actually, it's really fucked up. Kayla, 17, was at the gathering. She detailed her first reaction to reports that the teens attacked the Marines. They lied about everything, and I couldn't believe how everyone would just sit there and believe them, she said. She and her mother didn't want her face shown because they planned to file a report with the Orange County Sheriff's Department about the Marines' behavior towards her. They came up to me and grabbed me from behind multiple times, she said. She said there were about 40 kids, and when the Marines approached them on the beach, one teen recorded video of alcohol being shared. Kayla said the youngest person at the party was 14. Deputies said a brawl erupted and ended up with Marines on the ground in the fetal position before it was broken up. San Clemente Mayor Chris Duncan is aware of the videos and all the allegations and says drinking is illegal on the beach. Oh, nice, man. I do think it's funny that 14-year-olds are smarter than the Marines. Of course they are. But, like, you can't make that as an argument, okay? Yes, they are. They clearly are. But also, still, that's not an argument. You can't be like, oh, well, the 14-year-olds were, you know, they should have known better. Like, okay, what about the fucking Marines? They should have known better. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, that argument won't hold up in court. Exactly. Like, that's a crazy argument. We're really focused on the violent attack part of our first priority, but I'm sure they're looking at the larger scenario as well. Everyone should be accountable for violating the law. I think we can all agree on that. The Marine Expeditionary Force confirms 3 Marines from Camp Pendleton were involved in the brawl. ABC 10 News reached out to one of the Marines who said he couldn't talk because he was on a field operation. Mayor Duncan said he's not sure if the Marines will be punished, but wants to focus on the bigger issue, which is punishing the teenagers. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor Duncan, for focusing on the larger issue, which is the teenagers. We should definitely focus on that. You eating this kid's card like you're starving, Lamau. They're still teenagers and we're hungry for some action, especially in this mom mentality. You heard sexual assault once and now going down on that. For me personally, I didn't see evidence for that. I only see having fun until the mood shifted and escalated. Of course, those Marines shouldn't be there with alcohol, considering you need to be 21 in the U.S. Wait, you eating this kid's card? Okay, first of all, in a situation where someone who is an adult with alcohol is partying with 14-year-olds, I'm going to be a little suspicious about the adult. Doesn't matter if they got their fucking ass beat, okay? Why are you in the chat openly stating that, like, you should not be suspicious of the adult's story? That is so fucking weird, man. That's gross. Like, what the fuck? Are you one of the Marines? Like, what's happening? I would argue that it's even more suspicious if the adult did get their ass beat after partying with the kids. Yeah. I just don't get it. Like, what if it was your kid? Like, are you comfortable with your child? Like, let's say you have like a 14-year-old brother or like a child or something, right? Are you comfortable with like a bunch of gross adults rolling up to them with like fucking with alcohol and partying with them and just being rowdy and fighting one another and possibly fighting the kids too? Because you saw all of that in the videos. Like, why the fuck? What do you, or do you think, or let me ask you something. Do you think that these 40 teenagers were like, they were just sitting around, okay, and thinking, how do we do more JD Pawn style, like Maoist third worldist, dictatorship of the proletariat, attacks on the imperialist pig dogs? Like, do you think they were just fucking sitting around, pontificating on a Maoist revolution, okay? And then they saw 3 guys who rolled up to them, and they were like, "Comrades, come drink with us." And then when they said, "Guess what? We're actually Marines," they were like, "Oh, you imperialist, capitalist pig dog, you fucking violent murderer of the third world. We will enact our vengeance swiftly upon you." Right now, do you think that's what happened? Do you think they realized they were Marines and started beating the shit out of them because they were like based fucking Maoist third worldists? Is that what you think? Or do you think one of the Marines got fucking rowdy and they saw a bunch of people? I don't even know if they fucking saw that they were teenagers at first, but didn't give a shit once they found out and got drunk with them and then got fucking rowdy with them, as Marines often do. And not only globally, but certainly in the United States of America as well. And then when they did get rowdy with them, The kids fucking retaliated, told them to fuck off, and then, you know, enacted some swift mob justice. Especially because there was a little bit of groping going on too, it seems like. You see the Instagram page with all the evidence? Yes, I have. I did. I covered it. We just got done covering it, actually. Meanwhile, if you want to cover the top of the hour ad break and not see it ever again for the rest of your life, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. You can also get gifted a sub if you are lucky. That's another way to avoid the ads at the top of the hour. Here is the 3-minute ad break now. My back pain is getting worse and worse. It says one 14-year-old was the youngest. Not all were 14, but they said grad party. Why were they there? Isn't that means most of the kids weren't minors? No, they were 14 to 17, maybe some 18-year-olds as well, because it was a high school party. A high school party. A party for high schoolers. What is this from my next door? Many of these young Marines are homesick and lonely. Their kids brave to be men daily, taking on laborious duty and strict disciplines on the weekends. They shed the uniform, emerge into civilians' life, venturing into nearby towns for fun. They drink and court girls, just like any typical young man does, only to be treated as us versus them. The St. Clemente Pier is ridden with territorial gangs, and they can't wait to swarm these few Marines who misbehave. I can see this hateful mentality when our Marines fighting war in foreign countries, but here in our own country and among their countrymen. Does it take a war for us to realize that these men will stand in the front line taking the bullets to save us? Yo, this lady literally wrote, they can do a little bit of statutory rape as a treat. Okay? If you have a next door and you write a fucking page like this, you should probably go to jail. Our brave boys should be able to get a little bit of rape in, okay? When they're blowing off some steam on the weekends, okay? How about you put up your fucking daughter for molestation, June Din? Which I don't. That's still gross and weird, but you know, it's fucking crazy.